Hey, the time now is 7 p.m. Let's begin lesson. All right. Hello, my name is Bernong from 88 Tuition. All right. So today we'll be going through the Sec 1 Mock 1 Paper 1 of this year. All right. We'll just be doing the Paper 1 portion alone. Oh, so the Paper 1 portion alone is about 2 hours plus. All right. But we try to finish this paper soon, under 2 hours if we can. Can? All right, so we just be going through the Sec 1, Mock 1, Paper 1. If you have anything to say, you can go to the chat and to type out what you want to say. All right, I'll be able to see your chat. All right, without further ado, let's go into these few questions. All right, you are able to use your calculator, so use it, don't be shy. Okay. Okay, so you're supposed to express 0.02138 correct to two significant figure. Where is two significant figure? This is called one significant. This is called the second significant. The zero in front not counted. So to determine whether the 1 to round up or to maintain, you have to look at the next digit, which is a 3. 3 is actually below 5. So when 3 is below 5, you maintain. So it's 0.021. That's your answer. Can? The number of pupils in a school hall is 200. This has already been corrected to the nearest 100. So this type of question, right, I always do in primary school. When I see the word 100, right, 100, I will just divide by 2. Right, to give me a 50. Hello, Mingjun. All right. So if the number is 200, right, the question may ask me what is the least possible value and what is the most possible value. So when it is least, right, means you have to minus. When it is most, you have to plus. Right, you plus the 50. But remember, for the most portion, right, you must remember to do one more extra step, which is to minus 1. All right. So what is happening if they ask you what is the least or minimum number of pupils that is in the hall at the first time? 200 minus 50 is 150. Because 150, if you round, you will get 200. Can you see that? Right, so 150 will be the answer if they are looking for minimum. But what is the maximum? 200 plus 50 is 250. 250 minus 1 is 249. 249, if you round off to the nearest 100, is 200. You cannot be 250. Because 250, you round up will be 300. Right? So 249 will be the biggest it can go. So write down the maximum number. Answer is 249 in this particular situation. Can? Okay, not too difficult. All right. Some of the question you actually see it before. All right, in your primary school. All right, question 1, done. Question 2. Consider this list of numbers. List the alphabet in order representing irrational numbers. Okay, what's the meaning of irrational? Irrational numbers are numbers that cannot be expressed as a fraction. All right, cannot be expressed as a fraction. So, example, it will be your P. If you don't believe, you try to square root 2. If you try to square root 2, right, what's your answer? 1.414213562. You press the S to D button in your calculator, it cannot change to fraction. So we call P as an irrational number. Right, 1 is actually 1 over 1. Right? So this is a fraction. 13 is like 13 over 1. This is a fraction. 2 and 3 over 5, this is what I call a mixed number. It's considered a fraction. Minus 8 is minus 8 over 1. It's considered a fraction. 100 is 100 over 1. It's considered a fraction. Square root 2 is not. It cannot be expressed as a fraction. That's why it's called irrational. What's the meaning of prime numbers? Prime numbers only have 2 factors. All right. So, example of prime numbers will be your 13. Right, because 13 is 1 times 13. So 1 and 13 are 2 factors that makes 13. Okay? And lastly, what is the meaning of integers? Integers to me are solid numbers. Solid numbers means what? No fractions, no decimal. No fractions, no decimal. Okay? So who got no fractions, no decimal? Q lah. Alright, R lah. S lah. S cannot. S is a mixed number. Minus 8 is T. And 100 is U. Alright, so solid numbers, no fraction, no decimals. So it must be like a whole number like that. Right, but I don't dare to use the word whole number. Why? Right, because the meaning of whole number, right, is it has a different meaning. Whole numbers are numbers starting with what? Start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Can you see? All right. So integers, there's the negative numbers, which is -8 is counted. So it's okay. So just now I don't dare to use the word whole numbers. All right, because whole numbers starting with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it cannot be negative. There's no negative for whole numbers. Oh, so you must be careful in terms of what words you are using. Okay, this is for question 2. Let's go into question 3. Express 3.5 kg is to 700 grams in its simplest form. Sure. Yeah, irritating. This one is in kg, this is in grams. So how? All right, 3.5 kg must times 1,000. Remember the k? The k actually means 1,000. All right, you move your decimal or just press your calculator. 3.5 times 1,000, it will give you a 3,500 what? Grams. All right, grams, then you can compare with grams. All right, so it's 3,500 is to 780. My advice to you is to press your calculator. All right, because ratio and fraction same. Just press 3,500 over 780. All right, you should get a 175 is to 39. Yeah. So always write down your lowest term, the simplest form. 39. All right, this one is simplest form. Okay, easy. Question 4. Question 4 is about substitution. Right, for me, right, every time I substitute, right, I will always put a bracket. So down here, minus, what is b? B is a -7 minus square root. What is b? B is a -7 square minus 4a. What is a? 2. What is c? 5. Can you see now? Every time there's a substitution for alphabet, right, to a number, I'll put a bracket. 2a, 2a. A is a 2. Can you see? So whenever I do such things, right, it's very clear. Right, press your calculator, minus, open bracket, -7, close bracket, minus square root, open bracket, -7, bracket, square, -4, open bracket, 2, close bracket, open bracket, 5, close bracket. Press equal first. So on top, right, on top, you will immediately get a 4 already. Below, 2 times 2 is a 4. 4 over 4 is a 1? Answer lah. So if you present your numbers, right, very clearly, it's very easy to put into your calculator to score. All right, so it's all about you, children. All right, do neatly. Eventually, you will get neat answers, easier to present, easier to see also, easier to press into your calculator. Question 5, let's go. Simplify. All right, simplify, what must you do? All right, simplify means to put the same family members together. All right, try your best. So down here, what you do? The minus belongs to 2. Be careful. You read it as -2 times -3p. -2 times -3p. Minus times minus is a plus. 2 times 3 is a 6. The p is still down here. Rainbow. -2 times plus q. Minus times plus is a minus. 2 times q is a 2q. All right, your 5p, put it back in front down here. What do? The same family, put them together. 5p plus 6p, 11p minus 2q. Ta-da! This will be your answer. Next, you have 2 fractions here. All right. The first thing I will do is to ask you to put on your safety bracket first. All right. In order to make it to the same denominator, you need to have the common LCM. In this case, it's a 6. So you have 2, open bracket, 2x plus 1, close bracket, minus, what is this? 6 times 1, x must times 1. So it's 1 bracket x. Eventually, you expand. 2 times 2 will be a 4x. 2 times 1 will be a 2. Minus 1 times x is minus 1x over 6. Same thing. 4x minus 1x is a 3x. The 2, leave it alone. The 6 is below. And this is your answer. Don't disturb it. All right. This is the best that you can simplify already. Okay, not too tough. Not too tough. Question 5, done. Question 6, number pattern. Each of the term in this sequence is found by adding the same number to the previous term. So down here, 33, how to get to 40 plus 7? Right, so 19 must plus 7 because they say it's adding the same number. Question say, not I say one. 19 plus 7, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 26. Is it true? Let me try. 26 plus 7. Is it 33? 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Correct, correct. So B is 26. Lock it in. Find an expression in terms of n. What is this? This is what I call first level constant. First level constant. All right, the first level increment is the same. Plus 7, plus 7, plus 7. You activate. Term n is equal to A plus n minus 1D. A represents the first answer. You need your term n to be inside. The D is the differences. So for first level constant, you can activate this term n equal to A plus n minus 1D. Term n is equal to A. What is A? A is the first answer, which is 19, plus n minus 1, n minus 1. What's the difference? The difference is a 7. You expand. 7 times n, 7 times negative 1. So it's 7n minus 7. 19 plus is still in front. Simplify. 19 minus 7 is a 12 plus 7n. That's the answer. All right, or you can just put a 7n in front. Looks nicer. 7n plus 12. That's okay. All right, so for first level constant, then you can activate your term n equal to A plus n minus 1D. Determine if 117 is a term in this sequence, either yes or no. So is 117 an answer? That's what the question is I'm trying to say. So you have the formula term n, which is 7n plus 12. Can it give you a 117? That's the question. So you go and find the n. Is it possible? 117 minus 12. All right, that will give you what? All right, so down here it should give you 7n is equal to, press your calculator. 117 minus 12 will be 105. How do you find n? All right, n will be equal to 105 divided by 7. Can divide or not? Press your calculator. 105 divided by 7 will give you a 15. Can divide. Nicely done. All right, so if can divide, right, is part of the pattern. So is 117 a term of this sequence? Yes, it is. That's the way to do it. All right, quick, take a picture of this question 6 if you need to. Let me go back to question 5 a while before going to question 7. All right, take a quick picture if you need to, and I'll move into question 7 after I show question 5. Okay, this is for question 5. For those who haven't finished, you can actually take a quick picture of it. Going into question 6 right now. Sorry, going into question 7 right now. Take a quick picture. In the diagram, PQ is 5 cm, QR is 7 cm, QT is 4 cm, QT is perpendicular to PS. All right, so down here, can you see the perpendicular? Yes, it is. Find QU. All right, how to find QU? So this is our question, right? Not much information. So what can you do? My advice to you is to find the area of the parallelogram first. So how do you find the area of parallelogram? All right, you can simply take the base times the perpendicular height. So the base is down here, PS, is 7 cm. Times the perpendicular height of 4, down here is perpendicular to 4. So the area of parallelogram is 28 cm squared. Okay, why do you need the area? So that if the parallelogram is adjusted, and now your RS, right, turned out to be your base. If RS turned out to be your base, can you see that the 90 degrees, the height is actually down here? Can you see the green color? And we are talking about the same area of parallelogram. So the area of parallelogram is the same. Area parallelogram, right, is the same. Right, you're still supposed to take your what? Your base times your perpendicular height. Right, it's the base times the perpendicular height. The base in this case, you call it RS. And the perpendicular height in this case, you call it QU. And I have found the area. The area is already 28. It's the same parallelogram, that's why it must have the same area, right? What is RS? RS is the same as QP, which is 5, times Q